Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be reintroducing the UniVersus collectible card game to the channel, kind of talk about big level, why I enjoy this game, why I think you might enjoy it, kind of give a little bit of their history because they've been around longer than you think, and then also show their 2026 roadmap so you can maybe see some things that you might be interested in as time goes on. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much as always. Feel free to check out the Discord down below, the channel membership, the creator worksheet, all that good stuff, and we'll get right into it. So in the spirit of wanting to cover more games on the channel, I was looking last night at my, every card game has like their online portal where you have your account that you register for local events and stuff like that. And between Alpha Clash, Flesh and Blood, Grand Archive, and UniVersus, I have over 60 events in 2025 locally that I've played. Between all four games, we're pretty evenly distributed, and it just shows that I want to be able to talk about the games that I enjoy more. And UniVersus is one of those games. I found the game back in 2021. I'll talk about why I found it during that time here in a second, but the game has just been great. I will link a video down below that I put out like a year and a half ago on why you should play this game, and it actually got really good views. It's probably like my most viewed non-Flesh and Blood video on the channel, and it kind of talks about everything more in depth. But at a baseline, it's a FGC driven, IP driven fighting game. They use stuff like Street Fighter and Tekken, Soul Calibur. That's like their old school stuff. They'll even use stuff like Godzilla and My Hero Academia, these fighting style intellectual properties, and they bring them together so you can play your favorite character against your favorite character, good versus evil, good versus good, doesn't matter, and kind of have that experience. So the other thing is it's very FGC-like in its mechanics as well. They have attacks that you can attack your opponent with to reduce their life total to 0, and they have high attacks, medium attacks, and low attacks. And you only can block a high, medium, or low with either an equal block or a block that's one off, just like a fighting game. So if someone attacks you with a high attack, you only can block it fully with a high block or half block it with a medium, but you can't block it with a low. Now, if someone attacks you with a medium, then you can technically block with all three, but in order to fully block it, you have to block with medium, if that makes sense. So it's very FGC-like. They've been around for a very long time. This article, which I'll link down below, kind of goes over their history. They started way back in 2005 and released several IPs, with several IPs such as Soul Calibur, Street Fighter, King of Fighters was a really big one as well, way back in the day, and they also did Tekken. I love me some Tekken. And a big year for them was in 2010 when Jasco Games acquired publication rights to the game, and then they started making continuous sets after that. Yu Yu Hakusho was also a really big one for them. And then they had I think what I consider a really big pivot point, which was in 2021 when they acquired the ability to publish sets after the My Hero Academia anime. A lot of people came into the game during this time. A lot of people thought it was the My Hero Academia card game. It got so popular when really it was just a certain set of this UniVersus card game. And then in 2023, Jasco Games rebrands to UVS Games, signaling a fresh chapter for the company. Alongside its transformation, they kind of changed all of their branding up. And then since then, they've been doing a lot of different collaborations. They have done Trigun Stampede, Cowboy Bebop, Street Fighter, Attack on Titan, Godzilla, all types of stuff. So they do a lot of really cool IPs. And one of the biggest things I want to point out is there's been other trading card games that have done, IP stuff, i.e. Magic, other ones. And I'm not here to bash or say anything negative about different games. What I will say is this is their whole thing, right? UVS, they do a lot of great things, but they do their collaborations and their IPs with purpose. They are trying to find great fighting game IPs to bring into the UniVersus world, to have meaningful card interactions, meaningful artwork behind it, really iconic moments in the show, not just screen capped random parts of an episode or whatever the case may be. They really try to create a story with each set, and then they also try to bring together really cool characters. I like character-driven card games, and UniVersus does it the best by far, better than Flesh and Blood, better than Grand Archive, and I love those games to death. When it comes to making you feel like you're playing the character you are. The abilities that the character has, the way the character naturally plays is very indicative to how they are on whatever show they are. They're very, very good at that. So definitely check out the video down below if you want a more in-depth reasonings. Like I have like 5 or 6 reasons I list on why I think you should play the UniVersus card game. So that is kind of how that goes. This is their roadmap, and I'll bring up some screenshots here in a second. It's a very short article, just to kind of give you like a holistic view. But in 2026, they're going to be coming out with several different sets. I'm gonna mute the site here for a second, that way I can play this and it doesn't go really loud. But they're going to be coming out with Street Fighter, Fairy Tail. Street Fighter is a really big one. Street Fighter was one of the original sets, which I'll talk about here in a second. They're coming out with more Godzilla cards. They had a Godzilla Challenger series, which is kind of like their starter decks in a way, or like very tuned starter decks. But they're going to be coming out with a full set for that. Coming out with Tekken, which I am super excited about. Tekken is my favorite, one of my favorite fighting games. And then also they're coming out with more My Hero Academia, which people are very excited about because a lot of people came into the game recently because of the My Hero Academia sets. So they do a great job at mixing all of these IPs together, letting you fight side by side. And the most closest one that's going to be coming out is actually not in 2026. It's the Guilty Gear set that's going to be coming out in November of this month of this year. So that's kind of where that's at. So I just wanted to show you some of the artwork of some of these potential IPs that are going to be coming out. One is the My Hero Academia card game, or the My Hero Academia anime. They've had a multitude of sets released around My Hero Academia. They do a really good job at kind of encapsulating each character. Another thing that they always do too is they will take certain arcs of animes and they will put them in the card game as a set. So like the Girl Power set was a really big part of it. You have like Jet Burn, you have the the whole arc when Midoriya kind of becomes like an anti-hero, so to speak. They have a bunch of different ones. So people are really excited about My Hero Academia. And then you have Godzilla. They came out with a Challenger series for Godzilla already where you can kind of pick up the star decks and play. They have stuff like Mothra, Mecha Godzilla, Godzilla, obviously King of the Monsters, which has been a very good character in the game so far. And they're going to be coming out with more cards in 2026 for this set, but really exciting for this. It's a very unique IP for the game, even though, Godzilla is a fighting battler anime, so to speak. It's like, more non-traditional than some of their other ones, which people are really excited about. Then they have another Street Fighter set coming out. They also came out with Challenger decks for Street Fighter. They came out with it's like a Challenger deck with 2 different characters you can pick from the same card pool. One being Ryu. Ryu is kind of my favorite one, honestly. They have like Chun-Li, which is a big one. Jamie, which is another one. So really excited to get more kind of support for the Street Fighter. Street Fighter was one of the original sets that came out. This is some of the old Street Fighter artwork I wanted to show you. This came out back in I don't even remember the year, almost 20 years ago at this point. But as you can see, they have a long history with this IP, and there's some of the new artwork here. They do screen cap a lot of... I use screen cap as a general term. They do use like screenshots of the video games and of the movies and the shows, but they do it in a more tasteful way. They usually try to create some type of storyline within the set when they do this. They try to use very iconic moments that people can harken back to that they're really excited about. So that's a big one. And then they also have another Tekken set coming out, which Tekken's, I can't wait. So excited about that. Give me a Kazuya character again. But that's one that people are really excited about. So it's kind of where they're at going into 2026. So if you like fighting games, if you're like a Smash player or Tekken, Street Fighter, whatever the case may be, Guilty Gear maybe, this I think would be a game that you'd be very interested in. If you like fighting game mechanics with like high, medium, and low attacks, high, medium, and low blocks, that might be a really cool thing. And then the final thing, again, without getting into in-depth, because you can go down below and look at the more in-depth reasons why I think you should play the game. It's one of the most interactive games. As you can see on these cards, they have like enhance abilities, which basically means like when you start an attack, you both can use enhance abilities that are printed on your cards that are either in your card pool or in your stage, like your foundation pool. and it's more like a continuous conversation back and forth. Some card games are very much like, I play my cards, you play your cards, let's see who wins. Some games have like a semi-conversational feel where like I play an attack, then you can choose to block or react to the attack, like Flesh and Blood, which is good. This game is like a constant conversation. Like I attack, you block, we both do a bunch of enhances, we both have responses, we both have blitz abilities. Like you're constantly interacting. So if you want to feel like you're always doing something in the game, this is a very good one for you as well. But super excited for 2026. I think it's going to be a really good year for UniVersus. They're also, if anyone doesn't know, they do help with the publishing of Riftbound and distribution. So they are linked up with the Riftbound IP as well. So the reason I bring that up is because they have a lot of trust from like a powerhouse IP like Riot Games to help them usher in a new TCG. It shows the trust and how long they've been in the community, and also it shows you that the company itself isn't going anywhere. It's a very stable company, very great community. Highly recommend looking at it. I know a lot of people don't have a lot of room for a lot of different card games, and I know it can be difficult sometimes, but this is a good thing to do. And the Challenger decks are an awesome starter way to get into the game for a very cheap price. The Godzilla ones are very good. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Give you a little bit of insight on what the My Hero Academia collectible card game is. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. Solid, amazing game that I really want to share more with on the channel. So thank y'all so much. Hopefully y'all have a great rest of your day. If you like this type of content, please leave a like, a comment, or subscribe. If not me, though, it's completely fine. Go to another creator, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff. Let's get more people playing card games, and I'll see y'all next time on TC Talk. Thank y'all so much.